Welcome, this is Crime Queen. If you are joining us for the first time, this is the channel where we are having lots of fun with words and numbers. We are exploring, revisiting our words and numbers and seeing how the numerical value functions or play out in our lives. The purpose of this is to actualize self-love so we can become better expressions and versions of who we truly are. We have been doing many hundreds of presentations to help us, which helps us realize that Mother Eve has to be recognized. We have to recognize, I'm saying have to now, the word have equals 9, and it so happens we are looking at HAVE. This is 8145. So we have to recognize Mother Eve. Mother Eve is our mother who has nurtured us, who has paved the path of wisdom and self-recognition and acknowledgement and purpose and sharing and loving and nurturing, as parents who taught us how to nurture, how to give of ourselves, how to share. And this is what we are about, having a resolution with our parents, Mother Eve and Father Adam. Of course, we are not forgetting Father, but we are paying specific attention to Mother Eve because there have been let's not highlight what have been. Now we want to just make sure we are concentrating, using our energy to having that harmonious relationship, to understanding who we are through Mother Eve. Okay, when we pay attention to the quality of relationship that we have and what is necessary to achieve, we can recognize ourselves as infinite beings. So God planted the man that he had created. Of course, this is 9 and 9, 18. God planted the man that he had created in the east of the garden, in the eastward end of the garden. An end, eastward, let's do the eastward. East is 9, EAST, and ward. It was a ward. It sounded like a hospital. Eastward hand, eastward end. Okay, so basically it's of course as if now they had we learned that if they had eaten of the fruit and they had done something not very well, so it seemed like they had gone to a hospital. But hospitality, okay, I am just thinking of words now, but they, and because that's where we get wards, in hospital, okay, all right, so they were in the east ward, end, but there was the end. But the end was Eve. END, when we do the numerical value for end, which is 554, this gives us 14. 14 right here equals 5. Okay, right here equals 5. Now this is what I am acknowledging. In my presentations, I have made this statement, and now I am feeling more confident in saying that as well, that Eve, that 14, which when we add 1 and 1 and 4 equals 5, is Eve was in the beginning. And when we learn of God created man in his image and likeness, that was a second round, if you like, of Eve and Adam. Eve was transpired or had transpired in that second making, forming of man, of woman, of human. In the beginning was Eve. Eve was in the beginning. And that is really, that transpires in the making of when, not, it transpires in the text where where Adam says that he has named his wife Eve. This is the story we get. He named his wife Eve because Eve was in everything. So if we write the word everything, you would see that EVE is in everything. Even is in everything. Even Eve is in everything. Let's just put it this way. Okay. So here we see that the end, for there to have been an end, there had to be a beginning, of course. And God says, I am the beginning. And God says, I am the end. I am. But where he says I is 9, and where he says am is 5. So, there we see. I have done presentation on this. Let's do the word planted. This is what we are looking at now. 7315254. This is the numerical value we are working with. And of course, we want to do the numerical value for word, which is 4915. Of course, with 5 and there's 5 here as well. So there is 4 letters here, 4 letters here. It's one word in the Bible, in the scriptures, but we see that 5 is here. It's like an acknowledgement of 5 with Eve right there in this eastward. Okay. And of course, we see it's as and A-R-E. Oh, okay. Let's leave this here. 1, 2. So this is 9. We know this is 9. And here we have 10 and 9, 19. So 19 is really 1. Okay, so we have 1. So 9 and 1. So eastward in that sense is saying this is and God planted man he planted this. You could see how 9, because when we do the numerical value for planted, let's do this. This is 9 and 8. That's 17. 9 and 8, 17. So this is 27 and 10. So 17 and 10, 27. 2 plus 7 is 9. Okay, so we have planted equals 9. So God planted. There's the man. There's the 9. In the eastward, but when they get to the eastward, that becomes 10. So we can see this is where they have birthed a new era. They ate, Adam and Eve ate of the fruit, and there was the court case. Why did you do this which I asked you, or did you eat of the fruit that I asked you not to? Okay, that was the question. Okay, and of course, Adam said, it's the woman that you gave me. Okay, let's see the word gave. So this is 5417. This is 9 and 8, 17. So gave was total. This is it. So the woman you gave me. So the woman you, you fed me. 8 is total. That was the woman to make him total. Of course, that made him total. The woman that number 8. Okay, gave. All right. So back to the eastward. So we see that eastward is 10. So this is what I mean about God planted them, but in that shift and movement, the movement equals 5, which we have seen in movement. Yes, let me just make sure it's 5, because moved is 5. Movement. Let's do this. That's 2, 5, 5, 4, 5, 4, 6, 4. Okay, so this is 10, 20, 29, 31 and 5, uh, 31 and 4, 35. So movement is 8. Yes, so that's what I was, so there we see movement is also 8. Movement, he says, is the woman you gave me. So you could see that there was that 8 movement, the eyes, the sight, the eyes were open. So all of that really was the same vibration happening there. And God moved them gave him and moved them into the east end of the garden. So that movement, there was 5. So we're talking about 5 and 8, which equals 13. This is where things are happening in that there's an agreement. Whatever is happening, if I am moving this pen and I are in sync, we sync. There's synchronicity happening here. There's harmony. And that's what was happening. We are failing to understand that there was harmony or agreement, or there was a degree of agreement happening there. We didn't hear anything about Eve and Adam struggling and saying, no, I don't want to go, or no, I'm staying here, or anything to that effect. No, there was, okay, you are taking me here. There's an agreement happening here. There's number 2 in motion here. So there we are talking about 9, and when 9, of course, where that comes into play, there's the 0 and there's the 1. That's what forms 9. Those 2 aspects is what forms 9. Of course, whether it was 10, but it still is those 2 aspects that forms 9. 10 is 9. Okay, and I know if you were to give me $9 or £9, I'd probably say, no, you ought to give me 10. But this is the function we are talking about. It's having a function, understanding how we make sense and meaning of our numbers and words. And this is what I am talking about. So I hope you have found this enlightening. I hope you have found it fun. I hope you have found it amusing, and of course, if you like this, share, subscribe, and leave your comments. I would very much appreciate leaving your comments so I can get a feedback on or feel of how you receiving this or perceiving it, and yes, overall. So stay ignited, be blissful, be ignited, be filled, because we are planting new seeds. Namaste. And spill over with love. Mm-mm-mm.